Yanaros at Divine Frequency. A warm welcome to my new subscribers and a huge hello to those who pledge on Patreon. Thank you for supporting independent media. Y'all rock. All right, let's dive right in. Hashtag Mermaid Life. Today, we are discussing, does God communicate to us through our dreams? And how do we interpret these circumstances? I wanted to kick this whole thing off with a dream that I had. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of a backstory. This happened on January 1st, 2020. I was taking a walk with my friends at night and we were on this trail. It was really dark, hard to see, and one of my friends tripped on a rock. And I thought, okay, I'm probably gonna trip on a rock. And my other friend said, well, you know, if you just walk lightly, tread lightly, and then before you put all of your weight down on your foot, just kind of be aware of what's on the ground. And he's going on and on about how he is able to not trip on rocks. And the whole time I'm thinking, yeah, I'm still gonna trip on a rock. That sounds like a lot of consciousness to put into every single step that you take. It's just not gonna happen for me. Those of y'all who know me, I'm extremely clumsy. I fall up the stairs. After that walk, came back to the house and we're watching this Netflix show called Two Popes. I don't know if y'all have seen it, or I think it's a movie, but I was watching a part of it that the Pope was trying to determine if he needed to become a priest or not. This was early life and he was gonna get married, or should he become a priest? And he was looking for a sign from God. And then later that day, he ends up at a Catholic church in the confessional booth and he asks the priest, why are you here? There's no one else here. And the priest said, well, I was just supposed to wait around today. That's what God told me. I guess I'm waiting for you. And I had this moment of just like deep emotional resonance with this. And I was thinking about all of the people across the world with their different callings that God puts on their lives and the realization of that calling. And it was just like this huge universal moment for me. And I started crying and I go to bed that night. I'm laying in bed. And as you guys know, I just started writing this new book, and this whole process for me has been really intense, and I was having this moment where I'm going, is this the right thing for me to do? And I just started praying and I said, God, you're a sovereign God and I just want your will for my life. I want to make sure that I'm doing the right thing, and I just don't know if this is what you want for my life. And I said, it would be really cool if you could show me a sign in a dream. I get it. If not, no big deal, but it would be really cool to have some kind of clarity here. And I went to sleep that night and I had a dream that I was in a restaurant with my family and we're sitting there at the table and we're talking, and then we were getting up to leave and they went out the door and I'm standing there and I thought, I'm not gonna go that way. I'm gonna go a different way. I'm gonna go a different path. And so I turn and I go out a different door, and now I'm standing in a barn on a farm. It's like everything shifted, and this kid comes in, is like 19-year-old, and he's stressed out and he has all this work he's got to do and he's trying to figure out how he's going to be able to manage all of this. And he comes over and he's talking to me, and then all of a sudden this white, really bright light being appears in front of me, and I immediately go lucid in my dream. And I haven't gone lucid in a dream in over a year, and it was incredible. I was completely aware that I was dreaming, and I'm staring at this white being and I'm going, oh my gosh, I'm dreaming right now and I'm lucid and this is a white being standing in front of me. And oh my goodness. And then the white being says to me, agile, and disappears. And I'm standing there and this kid's standing there in front of me and I'm like, did you see that? And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you didn't see the white being that just appeared here and said agile really loud? And he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm like, okay, I get that this is a dream and you're a dream character in my dream, but this is crazy. I asked for a sign from God, and then this being came and now I'm lucid in this dream and this kid is just staring at me like I'm crazy. It was really funny. And so then I turn and I'm walking out of the barn, and there's a huge gate in front of me, and I can't figure out how to get through the gate to get back to my family. And there's no latch or anything. And I'm standing there and I'm frustrated and I'm like, man, I'm stuck and I can't go anywhere. And then someone came out of the barn and was like, there's a latch right here. You just have to open it and walk out the gate. And I'm like, oh, thanks. And so I was able to leave. I woke up And I thought, agile, what does this mean? And I know that a few years back, I was looking to go down a career path doing agile coaching. And I thought, well, maybe it's about agile coaching? I don't know. But anyway, so I just kind of like threw it off and was like, well, I don't really know what that means. And so then that night I'm going to bed, I'm laying there, and I thought, well, if this is a sign from God, maybe there's something about agility in the Bible. So I pulled out my phone and I Googled agility in the Bible. And there were 3 verses that mentioned agility in the Bible, and it was all the same verse in different places in the Bible. And it's Psalm 18, verse 33. He gives me the agility of a deer. He enables me to negotiate the rugged terrain. And in the original Hebrew, it's interesting because it says, in reference to the rugged terrain, it says, he sets me upon the high places. And when you look at the same verse in Habakkuk, which is verse 19 in chapter 3, it says, the sovereign Lord is my strength. He makes my feet like the feet of a deer. He enables me to tread on the heights. Wow. Makes me walk on high places. And so I'm like, wow, that is really interesting. I Googled, well, what about deer feet? And so I Googled facts about deer feet, because I don't know anything about deer. Oh my gosh. I said you don't have to do the ad blocker. Oh, looks like you have an ad blocker. Whether galloping across an open field at 30 to 35 miles per hour, jumping an 8-foot fence in stride, or clearing a 7-foot fence from a standstill, white-tailed deer are impressive athletes. So this is really cool. It says, though there's no way to know where the best footing is, they seldom slip or fall under normal conditions. I love the part that specifically said, even though there's no possible way to know where the best footing is, deer can just flawlessly move forward. And it made me think back to the verse from Psalms where it's talking about how God puts your feet in the places where they need to go. And then I remembered about going on that walk with my friends the night before, thinking, oh my goodness, I was just thinking about there's no way where I know where I can put my feet because it's dark outside, I can't see, I'm not that thoughtful about every single step that I'm taking. And it made me realize I don't need to be, because God is covering me. God's covering my moves. I am covered. I'm okay. I can move forward. I can find my voice again. I can continue to grow and know that God has me covered. It was at that moment that I had a huge breakthrough, and I realized, you know what? I can find my voice. I can find my confidence. I can go out there and I can make content, and everything shifted. And as you guys know, in the last few days, I've established my new mission statement and my new vision for 2020. All of that came after this experience. Well, it made me stop for a second and go, was this an angel? Was this an angel of God? Was this God speaking to me or not? Was this just me making sense out of something that seemed to make sense and string together certain events as though they were causal, even though they weren't? Is it me seeking for some kind of meaning and finding it where there isn't any? The slew of explanations that you could add to a circumstance like this, right? So I wanted to know, what does the Bible say about dreams? And what does the Bible say about interpreting dreams? Is it bad for me to Google dream symbolism? Is it bad for me to make sense of something and add meaning to something? So, stay tuned for the next episode where we will cover the Christian doctrinal response and explore the concepts of soothsaying, divination, God's revelation, and prophecy. This is Teresa Yanaros at Divine Frequency, where we ride the wave between the supernatural and the paranormal realms. Bye!